Hello there, hello everybody, and welcome back again to my channel. If you're not subscribed here yet, please do subscribe, like, comment, and I will do really appreciate that. And for today's video, we're going to talk about first-time car buyer in the United States of America. What do we need to know? What do we need to expect? And what do we need to consider prior to purchasing a car? Now, car here is very important, and it's a basic necessity, and it is required to buy because you need that to travel, to go to your work, to buy groceries, to meet friends, and to meet potential employers or do something that need transportation. So to be able for you to be convenient and as well save time, might as well buy a car. Without further ado, let's start. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Okay, next. Now, prior to purchasing a car, you have to consider this. Secure a driver's license. In order to drive, you had to have a valid driver's license. Now, the moment you landed here in the United States with the land of freedom and bravery, you had to have the driver's license, but you could also use your international driver's license, but per policy of states different. So some it is acceptable, some is not. So if you are a permanent resident, then might as well to have the driver's license. So it's a privilege, and it's important that you could have that as well as your identification card. Now, to get a driver's license, you have to pass the written test and the road test. Now, these are the two tests that you need to get. Now, written test is easier as long as you are prepared and review the handbook that is given to you by DMV. It's for free. You just read it. And then if you're ready, then you could schedule a test on the DMV and pass the test. It's a multiple choice question, so you have a lot of chance of passing the test, so you might be able to get it. Now, the most dreadful, nerve-wracking is the road test because there is an examiner beside you that would dictate and what you need to do and follow the directions, and then giving a command of what to do. Another is also they will test your maneuverability, being able to park in a reverse direction. So that's also hard. So that's why you have to practice it well before you take the test. So you try to consider those things. If you pass the two, then you're gonna get the driver's license. If you fail the road test, then you just have to get the road test only, not the written test. Okay, next to that is you need to consider the distance of your workplace and apartment. Is it near? Is it far from you? Because if it's near, you have to there are a lot of ways of transportation like bus, Uber, Lyft, or train. So you would save a little bit for 6 months or up to a year, because that's important for you to build your credit before purchasing the car. So we will talk that to you that later. Now, if the apartment is far from your workplace, then you have no choice, but you had to get a car. So that's a very important thing to consider. So, but in the long run, if you had a car, it's more convenient and you would save a lot. Okay, next is, how about a budget? So how much you're gonna stretch your dollar for the car? Now, there are different ways you could get the car. It's either a used car, it's either a new one, and lease. Or leasing the car. Now the used one, I don't recommend it because someone already owned that car, and sometimes it might have a lot of maintenance and repair that you need to do, and it would be a headache. Then, but they are if you're gonna find a used car that is really working well and that is good for you, but sometimes it's not. So I would rather you to to choose a new car, then for 5 years you don't have to worry about the repairs or things that you need to upgrade your car. So in the long run, you will save a lot of money of not paying repairs and so expensive. So for the lease, it's also good because you pay less, but the catch here is only for lease for like 3 years or 4 years, but you're not gonna own the car. So might as well buy a new one. You're paying for that, and at the end of the contract, you get the car, and that is yours. So you think about it. Next, so this is what when I'm talking about the credit score. Now, if for 6 months or a year, you already build your credit, so you might have a good to excellent score or good score that you will end up paying low interest, mostly like 4.22%. Because if not, you might end up paying like 7 to 8%, and that is high. So like if you also had a poor score, and you're gonna end up paying high interest and more payment. So try to consider those credit score is very important in purchasing your car. So mostly those first-time buyers, they would have like 8 to 10% of interest. So it's high a little bit. That's why you end up paying more. Next, also consider that you had to have payment, like down payment and the car payment and how long it is. Now for down payment, if you had an excellent score, you don't pay, like it is like 0% down payment. So you don't need to upfront the money to have a down payment. But of course, you're a beginner, like me, also a beginner when I purchased the car. So we end up giving a down payment of $3,000 US. So it depends on the credit score, if that would be 0% or you had to end up having a down payment. But usually it will be like 2,000 up to 7,000. Now, if you had a down payment more, then you will pay less. Now, car payment monthly also depends on the credit score and as well as your down payment. So, but usually it depends also from what type of car you're going to choose. I would choose cars like a Honda or a Toyota, a Japanese car. They are very good, and in the long run, it runs smoothly. I have a Honda HR-V 2016. We purchased that 5 years ago, so 2015, and then for next year we end up getting the car, so we gonna pay that in full. So it runs smoothly. That's what I'm using in my work. So those cars, like American cars, they're also good, but not. I think that not as much with the Japanese car. So also, especially when you live on a snowy area, you have to consider a good car because you might end up too many accidents as well. So on a mountainous area too, you have to consider a good car as well. But a good car for me is, I asked some of my friends, they wanted to have like Toyota or Honda. That's more or less. There are also other good car, but like they're more expensive. Okay, now the term is like 5 to 6 years of payment. So me, I have 6 years for payment for the car. So that's part of your bill. Okay, and next, if you're ready, then you can go to car dealership. Now, prior to going to car dealership, you have to search online what type of car that you wanted to get. So if you're ready, I want this car, then let's go on car dealership to check the actual car. See the physical appearance, if that is fit for you or to your family. So look at that. Feel the car, if that is really good, sit, if it's comfortable, let's drive. So if you feel that, oh, I really want this car, then go for it. So that's how it is. Then if you already buy the car, then you bring it on to your house or your apartment, get an insurance for that. Get a quote. So they have a variety of car insurance out there. It might be either a local insurance or other insurances like Geico, Progressive, Allstate, State Farm. So um, as we have Allstate Farm, so we pay like $120. So by the way, for the car, I pay like $420 per month. So that's a car insurance, 120, so 540 US dollars per month. Now you could choose the liability. It's a full liability. We have full liability for our car, so just in case you have car accident, you don't have to pay. So the insurance will pay for that. If somebody hits you, they might have the insurance, so they're the one who will pay for you. So something like that. But if you're responsible, it's your fault, like you hit the car, then the insurance will pay for that, and eventually it will raise up your car insurance because of multiple accidents. Now, since you have the car, you have to maintain that so it will run smoothly. So change oil. Now, if that's brand new, you don't need to change oil because it takes like a years before you do that. Here in Texas, car registration is also needed after 3 years when you bought the car. So every year, now and then, you have to do the car registration, and you could do it online. So check also the tire, like for about 3 or 4 years. So you have to check on that. Engine and brake fluid also check for the maintenance. If that's brand new, your dealership like Honda or Toyota, they will mail you what you need to do, so you can go there and check. They will check up your car. So that's how it works here. Okay, that will be the end. I hope you learned from that. If you had any suggestions or things that you need to consider, please comment down below. Thank you and God bless.